I'm using my son's university fund for a trip for myself around Europe, because a drunk driver stopped him having a future, but my ex-wife now is furious that we're not giving the money to her stepson. My son was smart. Smarter than me. I almost requested a paternity test because he was so damn intelligent. That is a joke. My ex and I divorced when he was about 12. She remarried when he was 14, and I did when he was 16. I had an registered education savings plan set up for him, which is an education fund in Canada. As long as he went for post-secondary education, he could use the money for anything. I always told him that I was okay with him not going to university, so I could use the money I had saved up for him to go to Belgium and buy some beer from monks that only allow you to buy one case. He knew I was joking, and he always played along. He wouldn't let me get his goat. When he got accepted to McGill, it was the proudest moment of my life. I took him out for a beer to celebrate his achievement and mourn the loss of my trip to Europe. My son was struck and killed by a drunk driver in March. My world ended, but I'm dealing with it. My ex is dealing with it. My wife has been nothing but my rock in this. She is holding me up. I was dealing with the funeral arrangements and everything when my ex came to talk to me about his money. She knew he had a scholarship and was just going to use the money for living expenses and an emergency fund. She asked me what I was going to do with it. I said I was going to do what I always said I would. I was going to Europe to drink beer. She asked if she could have it for her stepson. I thought about it and said no. Her husband is a decent enough person, but he made it clear that he wasn't responsible for any expenses for my son, beyond food and shelter and stuff obviously. Like I said, he is decent. I said I was not going to do that. I was going to go drink beer in my son's honor. She says I'm wasting thousands of dollars. And I guess I am. I have to give back the government portion of the fund, but I don't care. My ex thinks I'm being stupid and irresponsible, wasting my son's money like this. I don't care. My son would laugh his ass off if he knew I actually did it. Do you guys think this is fair? Relevant comments. Did your ex contribute to this fund? That's important to know. Not money. I probably put in 95% of the principal, not counting what the government put in. It was my folks, her parents, and cash birthday and Christmas gifts from when he was little. She never put in money. That doesn't in any way minimize the fact that without my ex our lifestyle would have been impossible. Can you tell us more about your son? Share your favorite story about him, what he wanted to do for a job, your favorite activity together. My son wanted to study microbiology and immunology. He is thrown for a loop by the pandemic and he wanted to make sure it didn't happen again. He talked about a lot of stuff that went over my head. I'm a baker, I only understand yeast. He loved the Habs. I would get us tickets at least once a year. The Habs is the nickname for the Montreal Canadiens, the hockey team we cheer for. He loved kayaking with me. We are so close to so much water. Why is your ex-wife not helping with the funeral arrangements? That's her son too, and now she's here acting like a vulture. Block her and don't give a flying fish about her. Her current husband didn't treat your son like family, so why should you? No. Her husband is a decent person. He has his own son to look after. My son had two parents. My ex's husband is a good person that was never cruel or abusive towards my son. He and I had a good relationship. He is a good person. The reason I took care of the funeral arrangements is because my son lived with me to finish high school. I was responsible for him. We still lived in the eastern townships. My ex and her husband just moved to Montreal last year. He was going to live with them while he was in university. Update. Hi everyone. We are on our way to the airport and on our way to Barcelona. We will be going to be in Europe for a month. The visit to the monks at West La Tourne will be the last part of our trip. 2 reasons. I don't want to lug beer bottles all over Spain, France, Belgium, and Holland, and I am also putting it off for as long as I can. For those asking, my son Ryan was an amazing kid. I don't know if he got his love of the microscopic world from me. I did teach him how to make his own sourdough starter and I will be keeping his alive to make loaves and waffles with. His ashes are in our yard, on Mount Tremblant, on the shores of the St. Lawrence, and I will be taking some to Belgium. My grandfathers have many friends buried there and I think they would approve. I thank everyone that offered to buy me a beer. And while I appreciate the offer, I'm pretty sure my liver, and my wife, would not have been happy with me. I will be with the monks on the week of June 23rd. If you would like to join me in a toast with your favorite drink of choice, I would love that more. I love knowing that people all around the world know about my son and he would love knowing he was toasted in such a manner. I spoke with my wife, my ex-wife, her husband, and his son. I invited them to join us, at my expense, for the last week of my trip. My wife's stepson was friends with my son. I didn't know how close until we spoke. They are gaming buddies. They spoke almost every day playing online. He gave me a picture of my son I did not have. It is a picture of the two of them age about 14 or 15 at my ex-wife's wedding to his father. My son looked great in his suit. I cried. He did too. We had a very awkward but heartfelt man hug. Then we laughed. They will be coming to say goodbye with us. After talking to my accountant and my lawyer, I was told that I could not have transferred him the value of the RESP. I have decided, after talking to my wife, that we are going to give him enough money to cover 1 year of tuition. Even after my trip we will have money left over. I'm trying to do some good with it. I also said that he could call us any time he needed since he will be attending school close to us. It's because funny he got accepted here and my son was accepted there. I want to thank everyone who shared their condolences with me. I want to especially thank everyone that helped me plan my visit to Belgium. I know we won't see each other, but you were invaluable. I don't think I will have much to say after this, so thank you everyone for your kind words.